Bright Duty. Every student matters.
Now we are going to discuss here about the aims of education according to Mahatma Gandhi. That what should be the main aim of education and what are the what should be the different aims of the education. Gandhiji was a realistic and an idealist. He did not believe in the fake or the pretending things. He was a real and he believed in the practicality. He had an ultimate aim and he took immediate action to fulfill his aim. He was already focused to his aim and he took the different steps and the strategy just to achieve those aims. His ultimate aims, if we talk about the first one, knowledge of God, and then self-realization, spiritualism and oneness with God. So these were the ultimate aims of Mahatma Gandhi, according to which he would like to introduce it in the education also, where he want to give the idea about the God and about related to the self-realization of one's personality, about the spiritualism, where you are just focusing on the meditation and all, and oneness with God, where you are able to where you are able to create your connection with the God. According to him, true education should result not in material power but in spiritual force. Getting education and earning is not going to be the ultimate aim of your life. It should give you the spiritual force. It should be based on your spiritual force. It should provide you peace and happiness of mind. Here if we talk about, it should provide you peace and happiness of mind. That is why he laid great stress on religious education of the student. And that religious education of the student was not to be taken in the wrong way. It should not be like that when the students are getting to know about their religion, they are just creating the differences. No, because we all know that all the religions are talking about the same moral values, but the way they are conveying it to their masses or their community is maybe different from one to another. Immediate aims of Mahatma Gandhi, if we talk about, the first one was all-round personality development, and this aim was also initiated by him, and that's why it was suggested to bring that change in the system. Gandhiji was of the view that there should be an overall development of the personality of an individual. Education should take care of his physical, mental, intellectual development of individual. Means it should not be like that again, like the other philosopher of Western country. He was also in the favor of the development that should be brought physically, mentally and intellectually in the personality of an individual, which can lead to the overall development of a child. It should go side by side, and it should not be like that once you are just working on the physical development of a child, then at the second stage you are moving to the mental development, or third stage you are talking about the intellectual. No. All should be taken in the form of the integrated one. At the same stage we have to involve all these spheres together just for the overall development. Then the second immediate aim, he focused on preparing for complete living. Life is very complex. It is not full of worries, and so many troubles can occur any time in our life. So that's why it has been taken that life is very complex. Gandhiji realized it and applied this principle to the scheme of education. And he was very well aware about this concept, and that's why he adopted or involved this principle of life as a complex in the education system also. This would make the child capable of coping with the complexities of life. And why this kind of idea was adopted in education system? Just to make them prepare for facing the life in practical way. Because until and unless suddenly problems are coming to you, then definitely your confidence will not be that much strong, or sometimes you are not that much physically or mentally strong to face the situation. So what is required, that all these things should be started from the beginning itself. All these practical things must be involved, and you should be able to face these problems or tackle these problems with the different strategies. If a child could adjust himself to his individual self, occupation and society, then he can be considered prepared for complete living. So how you are going to adjust with the environment, how you are going to adjust with the situation, how you are going to adjust with the people in the society is going to be one of the important part of individual learning, which will help them to face any of the problem in their life. Because if they are able to manage their self individual, and they are able to manage the things in their occupation they are involved in, or they are able to manage the thing in the society, then they are very well prepared for their life to tackle any situation in future. The third one, that is the another important immediate aim given by Mahatma Gandhi, that was character building. According to Gandhiji, the most important aim of education was character building. And this character building, if we talk about, he made it as one of the base of the education. Because if you are learning the things, if you are getting to know about the things, but you are not able to present yourself, or as an individual you are not able to present yourself with a good personality, with good character, the ideas are not good, you are going on a wrong path. So that is not the aim of education, because education means providing you all the things in a very positive way. Gandhiji regarded character as the expression of whole personality, the way you are talking, the way you are behaving, the way you are presenting yourself in front of others is just the reflection of your education. Here it can be taken as that, including its ethical and spiritual aspects also. Individual should keep the society ahead of his self-interest. So this was one of the important points where Mahatma Gandhi kept focus on. And if we talk about during the struggle, during the freedom struggle movement also, it was always focused, or it was always talked about that we have to think about our country first, and then rest of the things can be taken care of. Like if we talk about the soldiers, you must be knowing about their life, that how they are not thinking about their individual life. They are not thinking about their own single family. They are worried about the families of the whole country. That's why living all the things without celebrating any festival and so many important occasions of their life, they are very well eager to be the part of that proud movement where they could take part for their country, where they could fight for their country, where they can they will not go back to sacrifice their life for their nation. So these are the very basic value that Mahatma Gandhi focused on. He focused on the ethics and the moral values of an individual. Here we can see he was of the viewpoint that any individual should keep the society first before keeping himself at the center. An individual should not work for his personal gain only. He must cooperate and collaborate with his fellow beings to bring a new social order. Means in the society, if you are existing, it should not be like that you are talking about your own growth. Obviously, your own growth is required. Until and unless you are not talking about your own personality development, it will not lead to the development of the society and the whole world. But if you are confined within your own limits, and if you are confined with your own growth or the success, then it can create the problem. Like the communalism, the term I just want to take here to give you the idea about that. The communalism, if we are talking about, what is the meaning of communalism, if you remember? While the particular community is bothered about their own community development, when they are talking about the growth of their own community, when they have the hatred for the other community people. So this is the sort of the negative feeling which can create the differences in the society. Same way, if any individual just talking about himself or herself for the growth of his or her own personality, then somewhere they might be having the idea that some jealous feeling or some hatred feeling could be there for the others. And ultimately it is not going to be good for the society. It will create the differences and we will not remain united. So he mentioned or he focused on this main purpose, that where he talking about that self growth should not be the only agenda. Along with that, we have to talk about, even before that, we have to talk about the growth of the society and the whole country. If he can do this, he is really a man of character. And character building, the concept has been taken by Mahatma Gandhi, and he defines it that if any individual is able to bring the change in the society, whether it's positive attitude, positive behavior, then he is a man of a character. The next one, training for citizenship. Every individual lives in a society. He has to obey the rules and laws of the society. Whatever the religion you are belonging to, whatever the language you are speaking of, or whatever the culture or the tradition you are following, but if you are living in a particular society, you have to obey some rules and regulations related to that society. Education should impart such training to the students that they respect the rules of the society, contribute for the welfare of the society with love and sense of belongings. Means, you must be remembering when this freedom struggle was going on, we were divided into the different groups. For fighting against these Britishers or the colonial ruler, if we talk about, the collective identities were created. If you must be remembering, this collective, the concept of collective identities were created that were in the form of flag. The same or the similar flag was adopted. Other symbols of freedoms were adopted. So, what was the main idea behind it? The main idea was, without doing any discrimination based on the caste, religion or the community, we all were taken as the member of the single society, where we were learning that we all are one, and as a one only we have to fight against the injustice. Here also, if we are talking about that education should give such kind of training to the students where they are able to learn that they have to follow the rules of the society. They have to work for the welfare or for the good of the society with love and the sense of belongings. They should have that feeling that yes, I belong to this country and I can do anything for the same. So these sort of feelings must be there instead of having the feelings of communalism or regionalism, which are the negative one. Such type of education and training will help an individual to become a good citizen who can serve the society to bring harmony and peace. Here we talk about if such kind of training or the education we are providing to the children, then definitely the differences will be abolished, the differences can be removed from the society, and only what will be out? The harmony and the peace among the people. The next one, he has taken the another immediate aim, that is harmonious development. According to Gandhiji, education is an all-round drawing out of best in a child and man, body, mind and soul. Means here what we are able to get best out of a child, man, our individual body, mind and soul, that is being taken as a education, where it is giving the sense that this is the actual education we are getting. The chief goal of Gandhiji's education was harmonious development of all power innate and acquired. Means how happily or peacefully we are able to bring that development in all the powers that we have, the knowledge and all the things we have acquired in a very positive way. Another aim is cultural aim. Simple acquisition of knowledge is not enough for an individual. It's simply acquiring the knowledge. you think is going to be the education, so that is not the correct thing. Culture is need of every individual for refining his personality. Culture, the things you are, the belief, which is the culture here, we can talk about the different beliefs or the ideas you have faith in. One should have the qualities of mind which may reflect in his or her daily conduct. Means what kind of thoughts you have, what kind of beliefs you have, that should be reflected in your daily life, in your daily conduct or the daily activities you are involved in. The way you are talking, the way you are behaving with another individual, the way you are behaving in the society, how you are cooperating in the society for the welfare of the others. So all this should be reflected in the same. Culture plays an important role in developing the personality, and all these basic things, if we are talking about your thoughts, your beliefs, your ideas, the way you are behaving, the way you are interacting with the others, are going to be the part of your overall personality. The another immediate aim that he mentioned under this ultimate aim, Gandhiji supported self-supporting education, keeping in view the basic needs of men's life such as food, shelter and clothing. These are the very basic need of an individual. And the two different points of self-supporting education, and for these basic need, to fulfill these basic needs, he focused on self-supporting education where you are learning as well as earning. So, earning while learning was the concept of Mahatma Gandhi. There were two different points of views of self-supporting education. The first one, the education which helps one to be self-sufficient. The second, the education which meets one's expenses. So here if we talk about, according to Mahatma Gandhi, where he was talking about self-supporting education, where he was asking an individual to be self-sufficient, means independent, being independent. Whether you are talking about, whether he was talking about an individual or he was talking about the society, means if you are an individual, you should be self-sufficient to fulfill all your needs on your own without getting the help from the others. Although that cooperation on all the things should exist in our society, but it should not be like that we are going to be totally dependent on others. Besides that, he wants that education should help an individual to meet its expenses, meet one's expenses. They should not raise their hand in the front of others for fulfilling all their basic needs. So, ultimate aim of education should be learning and earning. So, here he was working on this concept. While you are learning, just earn side by side, where you are not going to be overburdened or you are not going to be the burden over the others. Only then a man can lead a fulfilling life. And this concept, basically we talk about, he initiated keeping in point the socio-economic condition of India. Because at that time, if we talk about, the condition of India was not good. Many of the people were under poverty and were living the very poor life. So, keeping all this thing in mind, he initiated for the free and compulsory education for all, where through that education system, he want all the people, those who are going to be the part of that education, to be self-sufficient and self-reliant without getting dependent on others. And the main basic idea he kept focused on was learning while earning, was taken as one of the important concepts.